What convinced you that your church needed refocusing?
Uh, that's a great question. Um, about 4+ years ago, I sat down with my leaders, my spiritual leaders, my superintendent, and I asked them for help because I knew I was stuck. I was stuck in leading our church. I was stuck in how do we get to be something other than about us. So through a process of conversations with them, they hooked me up with CRM and with Kirk in particular, and so that's what began the process of acknowledging my stuckness and knowing that there was so much more what God wanted to do in our city, because it wasn't about that little 4 acres of land our church is on. And everything in me for my 20-some years of ministry said it was all about the property and what happens in those walls. And I said, that can't be, because this isn't working. So that's what was the turnaround.
So fast forward 4.5 years, and we just talked about the irreversibility of change that has fundamentally reshaped your DNA. Tell us a little bit about what that means to the congregation.
Part of what it means to the congregation is that when I started the process of refocusing, I was so committed to it to say that if the church won't let me lead them there, I'm done. I can't be in a ministry context that isn't going to let me live this personally and as a congregation. And I think that was I'm actually convinced, that was the impetus of the leadership team going, okay, this guy's serious. He's been here as a senior pastor for almost 10 years or 5 years at that point, to say, we have to do this. Many of them were long-termers. They'd been there upwards of 10 years at that point, and realizing this is not a good thing. So they embraced it fully because we connected, I think, more deeply with the heart of God for what happens outside those windows. And when that began to happen, our whole perspective shifted to say, why would I want to do something that is knowingly selfish when God has called us to give what we got, and how do we now make a difference for that? So the leadership team very quickly bought into that. And I do think it's ultimately because I came in and said it's all or nothing at this point.
So what's one hurdle a pastor needs to get past to consider refocusing the church?
A hurdle to get over. Well, for me it was I had to get over I don't have the answers, and it's okay that I don't, but that I can now really engage in a coaching relationship with someone who's not going to tell me what to do, but help me process through good questions of what is it God might be up to in me and in us within our community. So in some regards it was the admitting of being stuck, of I can't get us where I know we need to go, and ask for help. And that was phenomenal. The change really kind of got the ball rolling for me and for us as a church.
30 seconds. Where would the church be without refocusing?
It would have a different pastor.
Perfect.
Exactly is where it would be, because I couldn't stay there.
Yeah.
And doubtful it would actually exist.
Yeah.
Because of where we are in our economy and all that other stuff. So.
Yeah. And what's it meant to your people?
The refocusing?
Yeah.
They have fully engaged with what we do on Sundays and what we do in groups, and even what we're doing now with this boot camp, is that this is all about how we use that to encourage and really help us engage with people outside of the place. So it's like, all right, we come in, basically we're recharging, as it were, and getting some instruction, some encouragement to do so, and boom, out we go. So that's how we're living it.
Yeah, my pastor talks about it as a force in the community.
Yeah.
So church begins to be seen as a force in the community.
Well, our vision statement says that New Hope will be a Christ-centered catalyst of change. So that's what we're gunning for.
Yeah.
And when Christ catalyzes somebody, it's undeniable. And we know it's ultimately irresistible. And that's what we're up for.
Great. Thanks.